Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool back again with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking all about the crafting event that is currently going on in Epic 7. Now if you guys don't know what the crafting event is, the way you can participate in this event is by clicking on the sanctuary here that is noted with the blue event symbol. And you can also see that the Steel Workshop has a blue event badge next to it. So you want to go into the Steel Workshop and then go into the crafting event here. Now this event is going to run until the 4th of August. It started about 4 days ago. And the way it works is you get to choose basically one piece of equipment to craft. You get to choose the set here, as you can see. You can choose what piece of equipment. You can choose the main stat. And you can also basically roll the piece of gear's substats until you're satisfied. Now doing all of these steps will cost points. If at any point you want to change one of these, you have to actually use more points to change it. Now keep in mind during the event guys, you can only craft one piece of gear. So you want to really keep rolling the substats until you get something that you really like. Now the way you generate points guys is going to be by using energy. So you really want to make sure, especially during the hunt events that are going on, it's perfect timing that you're using all of your leaves during that event to get extra mats, as well as to generate a lot of points for this event. This event is very nice because you basically can guarantee yourself one perfect or very close to perfect piece of gear for any single set, for any piece with any main stat and any substats that you want. Now we're going to talk about what you should be crafting as a newer player, and what I mean by a newer player is basically anyone that's still progressing into Wyvern or even maybe into Hell Raid as well, and also what you want to craft as a more experienced player in the mid game. People that have Hell Raid on farm, have most of the hunts on farm, and just have a lot of speed gear in general. So yes, as a newer player guys, the set you're going to want to craft, so we're going to start crafting here. I'm going to show you guys and then actually reset it and show what you mid and late game players want to craft, because I'm trying to help you guys out and I don't really care too much about wasting a few points because I do plan to farm more. But yeah, that being said, as a newer player guys, you are going to want to craft this speed set in my opinion. Now keep in mind this is just my opinion guys, but I think by crafting a speed set, even though it is farmable out of Wyvern, you can actually progress your account faster by being able to just make a perfect piece of speed set gear. Now I really recommend this if you are still trying to get into Wyvern, because speed set is although you're farming for speed set, it is really very important to get speed set gear on as many of your units as possible for PvE. So I'm going to recommend speed set for newer players. Now you're going to see that you get the confirmation and 500 of your points will get taken. After the speed set guys, what piece should you craft? So for me personally, I recommend boots, because boots, especially in the early and mid game, are the most annoying piece to craft, because you're generally only looking for one specific main stat, and that main stat is going to be speed. So you're going to want to create a boots on speed set and speed main stat, and then you can see you can start changing the substats here for 50 points. Now what substats do I recommend? So I'm not going to roll this because I do want to save some points here guys, but for the substats you're going to want attack percent, crit damage percent, crit chance percent, and HP or defense percent. I wouldn't change any of these out. These are the most important to get. It makes this piece usable on basically any DPS in the game. And obviously, although you want it to all roll into attack or the crit damage or crit chance, if it goes into the HP or defense quite often, as long as the rolls aren't terrible, you can use it on any bruiser or even a DPS that is lacking some defense and some stats. So I definitely recommend crafting like this. Some of you guys in the mid game and late game definitely don't want to do this, right? I only recommend this way of crafting for early game players, basically players that are still trying to get into Wyvern and also still trying to get into Hell Raid, because by the time you guys need any of the other sets really, this event will already have rerun once or twice already. So definitely craft like this guys, and make sure you aim for those substats, because I think those will be the most useful for newer players. That being said, what should you craft as a mid game player or even a late game player? Well, let's actually change what we want to do, because we definitely don't want this, right? Because this is easily farmable later on, but in the early game, right, it is a little bit harder. But as a mid game late game player, so a player that is playing some PvP pretty often, and also kind of able to farm most of the PvE content, you are going to want penetration set. Now penetration set is farmable from Katie's, but everyone hates farming Katie's. Now do you want the ring or do you want the necklace? Now it's really up to you. Say if you farmed the points for this event and you craft a necklace here, in the next event I would recommend creating a ring. So if in the last event, if you guys were playing at that time, you created a penetration necklace, then it might be a good idea to craft a ring. For the most part though, guys, it doesn't really matter too much which one you choose because, you know, penetration sets only used really by DPS. But in general, I personally think the necklace is a bit more flexible. So I will craft the necklace here because you can see when you choose a necklace, you'll choose crit damage here, right? If you ended up choosing the ring, you are forced into attack percent. But the thing is, the ring can also be used for health percent or defense percent later on. And basically the necklace, right, you're always going to run this on crit damage if you're running pen set anyways. The ring, it really depends on the unit you're running on. If you're running a penetration set on a bruiser unit, for example, running HP percent or defense percent is okay, but for the necklace, you can basically only run them on crit damage or even crit chance. So anyways, penetration set, you know, crit damage for sure. You know, if you're using like an attack scaling unit that can't crit, you know, attack percent is okay. But from this event, guys, you want to choose the piece or the stat that is the most flexible. And in my opinion, I think it is the crit damage here for this necklace. You want to choose that crit damage here. And then what do you want to roll for? So this one should be a little bit easier to, you know, look for. You're basically looking for crit chance, attack percent, speed, and HP percent or defense. I guess it's the same if I think about it. You're still looking for exactly 4 substats only. But anyways, yeah, those are the 4 you're looking for here, guys. You basically want to roll this until you get, you know, the perfect subs. I definitely don't recommend, you know, anything with a flat substat at all because, yeah, if you have one flat substat, we all know when you start rolling your gear where it is going to roll into, right? It's going to all go into the flat sub. So I'm not going to roll this, you know, forever, but you know what you're looking for both pieces, depending on what you want to craft. And if you choose the ring with attack percent, right, then you guys want to look for crit chance, crit damage, speed, and HP percent or defense percent for sure for that piece. So this crafting event is very nice. You really want to take advantage of it. Make sure you guys actually participate in this event. Smilegate doesn't run this too often. They do run it a couple of times a year though, and it is the best way to get the perfect piece of gear. Yeah, so just to summarize, guys, as a newer player, right, you want to look for that speed set, speed main stat boots, and look for that attack percent, crit chance, crit damage, and HP percent or defense percent on that boots. For a mid-game player, late-game player, you definitely want to craft penetration set because KD's takes the longest to farm unless you're one-shotting, and even if you're one-shotting it, it takes a bit, and it's really annoying to farm. And penetration set is really strong on a lot of damage dealing units, and I do think that it will become more meta as people start, you know, progressing more in the game because KD's is fairly new into Epic 7. But you want to farm a penetration set necklace or ring and look for that crit damage percent necklace with HP percent, attack percent, crit chance percent, and speed, or a attack percent main stat ring with speed, defense percent, or HP percent, crit chance percent, and crit damage percent. So yeah, those are the best ones to craft in my opinion. It used to be immunity in the past, so some of you guys might have saw an old video and saw that I recommended immunity, but with KD's out now and the importance of the KD sets, you definitely want to look for that KD's, you know, penetration set right now because penetration is one of the best sets in the game. It's just, you know, not the best or easily accessible anymore. So yeah, that being said, hope this video helped you out, guys. Make sure you guys, you know, spend a lot of energy during the hunt events and farm those points and craft that piece, and don't forget to actually claim it, you know. And also remember, you can only farm one piece from this event, and don't settle for anything less. Just keep rolling until the last few days of that event and get the best piece you can possibly get. That being said, guys, hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.